Today, we dive into a powerful episode with Sonya and her 7-year-old self that still carries a lot of wounding from growing up in a home with her mom who abused alcohol. And she became the parent at a very young age as an only child. So, we tackle all of these limiting beliefs around her feeling unlovable, unworthy, invisible, and alone. So, if you want to see a real life transformation and how I helped Sonya change the stories that she's telling herself about her childhood and about the adult woman that she is today, tune into the episode and share it with someone that you know needs to hear this because we are all in this together and our struggles are not our own.
Hey, Soul Family. Welcome to the Alive and Awake podcast. I'm your host, Alicia Kay, and I have spent the last 20 years teaching people how to work with their wounds and overcome their greatest fears so they can learn how to thrive in a world where they were only taught to conform. Each week, we will dive deep into the practical, the spiritual, and the mystical so I can teach you how to do the inner work to know yourself, trust yourself, and eventually love yourself enough to create a world where you feel fully alive, awake, and free. So don't forget to hit that subscribe button and never miss an episode. Ready? Let's dive in.
Hey everyone, we are here for another Awaken with Alicia episode with beautiful Sonya, who found me through one of the women that she went on a retreat with. She's been following my podcast for a little while. And one of the things that she really wanted my help with today was to help her work with this worthiness wound. So we did not do a lot of talk before the call because I wanted this to be just really raw, just full disclosure, as you see the process of how I work with this wound that so many of us carry deep, deep, deep in our cellular system as women, just based on the world that we live in and the things that we go through that we carry very much in our body, heart, mind, and soul. So, welcome to the show, Sonya. I'm really grateful you're here.
Thank you. I'm very happy to be here, the opportunity.
Of course. No, thank you for your brave soul that said yes. It is not it's what's what I'm looking for. Um, it doesn't go unnoticed how much courage it takes to actually come on the show and actually admit this and to work through it. Most people have a hard time walking into a therapist office, but you are coming in blind. You've never met me, you don't know me, and you really are being incredibly vulnerable right now. So I take that very seriously, and I'm really honored to be here with you and to do this work with you today.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So why don't you tell me and the listeners a little bit about your history and how this wound has shown up in your life, but also how it's still showing up now?
Okay. Well, I think this definitely started in childhood. I was raised by a single mother who was an alcoholic. So I was a parentified child at a very young age, very independent for myself at about 7, 8 years old. But not just parenting myself, also my mother.
Yeah.
Becoming her support system, her emotional support system. She always told me, "You're an old soul." So she would divulge any and everything, and I would like counsel her and help her just be. So I think that was the foundation of it. And then it's just kind of carried throughout my life in partners that I've chosen.
Sure.
Yeah. And right now, working through a divorce.
Okay.
Trying to realize my worth, and that's why I had to step away.
Were you married?
It will have been 13 years in November.
Wow.
Together,
Wow.
17.
That's a big change.
Yes, and I was a totally different person when I first got with him. A young adult. Now I'm stepping into middle age, and it's just, new territory for me for sure.
Wow. How old are you?
I'm 41.
41. Yeah, this is usually the age where our stuff starts to come online and we get these nudges to start living for ourselves now.
Absolutely.
And really just finding ourselves and what it is that we want to create. And I can imagine 7-year-old is probably pretty scared as you step into this world as a single woman now. What's going on inside as you think about being divorced and a woman on her own? How does that feel?
At first, it was kind of scary and intimidating. But I knew it had to happen
Yeah.
for myself and for my sons. I have two sons.
Oh, okay. Yeah. How
So
old are
it
they?
was, they are 11 and 13.
Okay.
So it was just necessary. It was a calling that I felt I had to do. So, it was a little intimidating, a little bit scary, but ultimately I knew it had to be done.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So,
The pull was really strong.
mm-hmm.
Yeah. Beautiful. So I keep going, like I keep sensing into this young part of you that really had to take care of her mom for your own survival.
Mm-hmm.
Um, what kinds of things does that part of you still carry about mom and what you had to go through with her?
Um, I've had to do a lot of forgiving with
Mm,
her,
mm-hmm,
which I think I have, but I think there's still some areas of the wounded child that doesn't know how to fully work past all of that.
mm-hmm.
And today in my day-to-day life, I feel like this unworthiness shows up in like a dysregulated nervous system.
Okay. Yeah, tell me more about that. What is that like?
I'm just like, I feel like I'm always on fight or flight mode and I don't
Mm-hmm,
know how to relax
mm-hmm.
until I reach for wine at the end of the day. And I know that's not a healthy pattern either.
Yeah, yeah,
So I just feel like I can't regulate my nervous system on my own.
yeah. What have you tried?
Um, just meditation and yoga for the
Mm-hmm.
most part.
Okay. Yeah, it's nearly impossible to escape a childhood like that and a dense reality that we live in without a dysregulated nervous system. Trauma is what happens to us that gets stored in the body and it vibrates at such an intense level that it's hard for our mind and our body to relax because you were the one that was not only responsible at a very young age for keeping yourself alive, your survival depended on keeping your mother alive. And
Mm-hmm.
that alone is just a very fearful, stressed out state to live in as a very, very young girl.
Yeah. And I intellectually know that. I just don't know how to embody feeling worthy.
Mm. What about mom's alcoholism and her leaning into you made the young girl in you feel unworthy?
I just didn't feel lovable as a child
There it is.
because I didn't see it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
So
can
that
sense that there's still pain there.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's it's been a constant theme throughout my life, it seems like.
Hmm. What kind of work have you done? I know that people don't know this on the call, but she's done EMDR, she's done hypnotherapy. What else kinds of
Not
things have you?
hypnotherapy, but
No?
ketamine therapy.
Ketamine therapy, that's right. So, yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
ketamine therapy. And that was actually really helpful.
Okay.
It's helped with rumination. I don't have
Hmm.
any ruminating thoughts. It was really beneficial with that.
Okay, beautiful. So
Um,
it did help bypass some of that hardwired
mhm.
stress. Okay. Yeah, great.
Yeah.
Great, great, great. Um, have you ever done any work in therapy or with anybody else with the 7-year-old?
No,
No.
not specifically with that
Okay.
for that.
Do I have your permission to dive into that a little bit today? Would that be okay?
Sure.
Okay. All right. So let's just take a couple deep breaths. I just want to connect in with you. Just taking a big deep breath in. I'm just letting it go. But I'm going to take you through an exercise of something called box breathing. And box breathing is really effective for helping to down regulate your nervous system when you're in that beta, super high energy, thinking about what you have to do for that day, just so that you can drop into your body and that 7-year-old can feel safe enough to come through to work with us today. So we're going to do count of 4, and we're going to go breathing in, 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. and hold. 2, 3, 4. Breathing in. 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4, and exhale. 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4. Breathing in. 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4, and letting go. 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4. And then just go back to your normal breathing. And with that little girl's permission inside of you, I just ask you to float back to that memory where you were taking care of mom. And just bring up that memory, the very first memory that you can think of where you felt unlovable and had feelings of unworthiness in your body. And just see if there's any memories or any pictures or stories or things that come up in your mind.
Would you like me to share?
Yeah. Yeah, if something came up, go ahead.
Okay.
You can open your eyes if you feel
Just
comfortable.
just being lonely in my room and just feeling like I'm on an isolated island.
Yeah. Yeah. So can you see her?
Mm-hmm.
You see what she looks like? Yeah. What do you notice?
That she realizes that the only person that will take care of her is herself.
Yeah. Yeah. And what feelings come up when you think of that?
I feel sad for her.
Yeah. Yeah. How does it feel to go sit next to her as your adult self, as the mom that you are, as the woman that you are?
I feel like I do want to offer her some comfort.
Yeah. Go ahead and just tune in and see if she lets you just sit maybe on the edge of your bed or wherever you are in the room and what happens.
She's open to accepting it.
Yeah. Yeah. What words would 7-year-old have to say to mom as she is in her room alone? What did she used to say? What story about why mom was the way she was?
I don't recall there being a story, just this is my reality. This is the way it is.
Mm. Is there anything in there around why doesn't she love me? Why doesn't she take care of me?
Not really. It seems like I just accepted that's the way it is.
Okay. All right, let's float back to an even earlier age, even earlier than 7.
I don't really have memory before that, to be
Yeah.
honest.
Okay. All right. So nothing comes up.
Other than maybe like when I was 2 years old and we were still living with my grandmother.
What was
That's
going
where
on back then?
I mean, that's where I got my source of love.
Mm. And then what happened with grandma?
Nothing. My mom just finally went out on her own because she was still living with her parents when she had me.
Okay. Is there anything that you can sense inside your body around that loss?
Not really.
No. Yeah. I would imagine that in some ways it seems like on some level it was like getting ripped away from the comfort of the people that were there with you.
Well, grandma was still my safe place because she was a big caretaker for me
Mm.
when my mom was working and stuff. So she really was my second mother and was still present in my life.
Okay, beautiful, beautiful. So can we bring grandma into the room with the lonely 7-year-old?
Sure.
How does that feel? Can you feel her presence?
Comforting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, 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 yeah. So sensing into feeling just alone and also getting the sense of, do the words the forgotten child, the invisible child?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And where do you feel that in your body?
Just everywhere, my whole being, to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I don't recall ever having the imaginative mind or fantasy of thinking, like, what if, or why isn't mom being better? Like, it was just always an acceptance of, like, this is my life.
Yeah. Yeah. So you just surrendered to it completely. This is
Mm-hmm.
just the way that it is. This is how it's going to be. This is my reality now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So can you see why that belief runs so strong?
Why I still live with this wound? Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
For sure.
And how does that show up now?
Um, the wound, or
Yeah, that feeling of this is just the way that it is. I have no one. I'm alone. I'm invisible.
I think probably me procrastinating making changes in my life to better myself.
Mm. Yeah, yeah. Because 7-year-old needs your help. She wants to be free. She wants to not be alone in that bedroom, feeling like it's her responsibility to take care of her mom to keep herself alive. Right? She did a
Yeah.
great job. She really did. She did a good job. She got you here.
Yeah.
Right?
And I wouldn't change anything in my life because it's gotten me to be the person I am today,
Yeah.
good or bad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So more
What?
acceptance.
Yeah, 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 yeah. It's okay. Let the tears just clear your vision. It's so normal. It's a lot to be carrying in your body that plays deep, deep, deep in the unconscious.
Yeah.
So, is there anything that she wants you to know about that time that she hasn't expressed to you yet?
I don't know, not that I can think of.
Yeah. So as you look at her face, as you see her in the corner, as you see her in the room with grandma there, grandma's love,
She's
what is
just
it that she
longing
needs?
for safety
Longing for safety
and stability.
and stability. Yeah. Yeah. What happens when you say, I want you to come with me now?
She's willing.
Yeah. Is there any resistance there? Does she not trust you? Is there any,
No, I'm not getting any resistance.
yeah. Is there anything that you can show her as far as how you have created a life of safety now? What does that look like?
Maybe showing her me as a mother today.
Mm-hmm. How does that feel?
Feels like she's welcoming it.
Mm-hmm. My guess is because you have done a lot of self-development work that you're probably a really good mom.
I would say so.
Just because I'm sure that you most likely became the mother that you needed that you didn't get.
I try to be.
Sure.
I know I fail at times, but I try.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's no such thing as perfection. We are perfectly imperfect.
Mm-hmm.
But I would imagine that you, as a mom, to her, to this part of you, felt better than the mom that she had.
Definitely.
Yeah. 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 So as you presence to her, this young part that created the belief, I'm unlovable, I'm unworthy. What is it that she needs from you as the loving mother that you are?
Consistency.
Yeah. What does that mean?
Just always showing up, always being there,
Mm.
always being present.
Mm-hmm. And can you see why it was 7-year-old that made up this belief, but not your higher adult self?
I can see that. But how do I incorporate actually believing that into my adult life?
Mm-hmm.
That's where I'm struggling.
Yeah, yeah. We have 7-year-old's permission for her to come with you, to not stay in that time, space, dimension reality with mom where she felt so alone and so unloved in her room. So let's just, if you want to just imagine bringing her with you or like placing your hand on your heart and saying some words to her, either to yourself or out loud. And she doesn't have to carry this burden by herself anymore. Whatever words come, letting her know she's safe with you, that you're her guardian now, you're her protector.
That's exactly what I said, is you're safe with me now.
Yeah. Yeah. We don't ever have to be with anybody or in any circumstance ever where you don't feel loved and you don't feel seen.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So let's shift gears for a minute and work with the adult part of you that doesn't believe that you're lovable or worthy, because I have a hard time believing that. Because there is a part in there that does, because you are born in pure consciousness, in pure love, in pure light into this human body. So there is a part in there that can access the truth of who you are and your divinity as a very powerful, powerful woman. But there is a part of you that is telling you that I don't believe I'm lovable and worthy as an adult woman.
Yeah.
Tell me more about that. Where does that come from? What are you carrying?
I think just everything we just talked about. And
Mm-hmm.
then not seeing any progress with being able to move past it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we can say that before today, most things that you did in your life was from a place of survival and survival strategies to
Mm-hmm.
get yourself out of that situation. And my guess is raise your boys, try to be a good wife, try to be a good, I don't know what you do for work or career, those types of things, but very much from a place of survival.
Yeah, that's how I've been functioning.
Yeah, yeah, which is why we need the wine to downregulate at night
Mm-hmm.
to work with the nervous system, because the ball of stress that you're carrying inside is not only from this present moment, but from a lifetime of, my guess is, carrying all the weight.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah. Can you imagine what it would feel like to let that down?
Mm, not really, if I'm being
No.
honest. I mean, I have hope that I can, but I can't actually imagine it.
Hmm. Yeah. When we are living in hormones of stress and hormones of survival, our imagination and our creativity actually does get shut down. That's a very real thing. So it's not anything to be worried or nervous about. But um, if there was a way that you wanted to feel in 5 years from now, how would that feel?
Living a life full of joy and fulfillment
Mm,
instead of always in survival.
yeah. And so, what does survival look like right now, your day to day?
Just going through the motions of doing what has to be done without actually doing anything that makes me happy,
Mm,
which I don't even quite know what that entails at this point.
mm-hmm.
But just continuing to live for others, getting stuff at work done, going through mothering tasks of just whatever I got to do to keep the boys fed and loved and get them all situated with like homework and stuff. Not now, thankfully, but
Mm,
just going through the motions
yeah. Yeah.
of all that's asked of me.
Which we all fall into. I know very viscerally what that feels like. Also, growing up in a home with a teenage mom and being an only child. And it really took a lot of, I would say, determination to shift out of that way of existing and that way of being. So, have you ever heard any language around you being a powerful creator?
No,
Yeah.
write that
So,
down.
what we're not taught in school that we should be taught in school is this concept of you are one with creation. One, you're a woman. And I'm not saying that men don't have this, because they do. Of course they do. They're just a little bit different because they're more logical, rational, those type of things. Women are emotional. And the way that we create our reality is through how we feel.
Mm.
And what's happening is that when we are constantly living under the hormones of stress, we are starting each day literally trying to survive the day. So shifting into creator mode means I now take responsibility for the energy that I'm putting out there and what I'm creating by the thoughts in my mind.
Mm.
Right? Our
Okay.
thoughts become things in our outer reality. Like we're planting the seeds that grow for years to come by what we're choosing to tune into and what we're choosing to think in that moment. And so a prime example, and I remember doing this with my son is very, very strong-willed, and we have we're cut from the same cloth. Like it's constantly me checking in and being like, what energy am I putting onto this situation right now? What am I creating by the thoughts that I'm thinking with my son? And I can either choose to believe that he is being difficult and being challenging, or I can choose to believe that I'm super stressed out and he's picking up on my energy. So I need to go take care of myself before I handle the situation. So we can shift into when we take care of ourselves, when we become responsible for the energy that we're creating or we're putting out there, then everything shifts around us because we are the hub, we're the mother, we are the
Mm-hmm.
creative life force energy that comes out of us. So when we go through really difficult things in our lives, we're not always leading from our heart. We're leading from our head and
Yeah.
from our to-do list, which is a very masculine place,
Mm. Yeah. I would agree
right?
with that.
So when we drop into our heart and we actually say, what is going to bring me joy right now? How can I look at this in a way where I actually feel love for what I'm creating with my child, right? Whether that's me creating the meal, whether that's me creating the dishes that they're eating their meal on, like we can shift right into a different mindset and a different mode. But it takes a lot of practice to catch ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
When we use a substance to regulate, we actually then believe that it's the substance that's making us calm or making us relaxed. When we do have that intuitive capability to do that on our own too, through our breath, through our body, through our meditation, through taking a break, through giving ourselves what we need.
Yeah. Just takes a lot of practice, I imagine.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember sometimes I literally go and I sit on the toilet and I say, I am not operating from a place of love and from my highest good and my highest alignment. God, angels, universe, I need you to come into the situation right now and give me the power to look at this differently.
Mm.
Help me see it through your eyes. Help me see it your way. Help me shift how I come across and how I act and how I respond, because that is what I am in charge of and what I can control, right? I can't control what's
Yeah.
happening in my outer reality, but I can control how I'm responding
I
to my
respond.
outer
Yeah.
reality from a place of alignment and love, or stress, anger, fear, and survival.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I need to take my own advice because I tell my 11-year-old that all the time because he gets kind of worked up very easily by stuff that happens. And I'm always telling him, you can't control what happens in life, but you can control how you respond to it.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I need to practice that myself.
Yeah, but it's hard to do that when your baseline belief system is that I'm unlovable, I'm unworthy, I'm invisible, right? So when that starts to shift, then how you show up starts to shift.
Mm-hmm.
I almost want to challenge this belief of I'm not lovable or I'm unworthy. So tell me about you and how, if you didn't believe that about yourself or if that wasn't playing in the background, how would you show up differently?
Probably just with more joy and less dread.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I went into EMDR therapy not for my childhood, but because of a crazy freak accident that nearly took my life.
Oh my
But
gosh.
dealing with that trauma, yeah, a 30-foot tree branch fell from about 40 feet high on top of me and nearly killed me.
How
So I
long
had
ago
to,
was that?
that was in 2019.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
So I had to deal with the trauma of being afraid of things up high, but it very closely, I realized, tied into my trauma as a child. And it's like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
once again, here I am helpless. Here I am not worthy of living a decent life.
Mm. Wow.
Um, and so that's changed the way my body is now too. I mean, like it
Mm-hmm.
doesn't function the way it used to. So I think a part of
Yeah,
me is still grieving my old body.
that makes sense.
So it makes it hard for me to even enjoy the things I used to enjoy, like exercise and working out and
Mm-hmm.
dancing. Like my body just does
Mm.
not move the same.
Wow. And yet
And so, and
there's,
that was another reiteration of like, okay, yes, or, just, yeah, reiteration of a reminder of like, you're not worthy, like,
mm,
bringing that feeling to the forefront again, or that belief system.
yeah. Sometimes our higher self will arrange certain things to help us wake up or look at things in a really different way. And it's hard to understand that on a human level. I actually just went through a theta healing session earlier this morning around working with my soul that literally believes that life is supposed to be hard and how I manifested that over and over and over and over again in my life. And when accidents happen, when sudden loss happens, it's really hard to stay attached to the trust that we're here on purpose and we're here for a reason and we're here to work through things, especially when things radically significantly change with how you move your body and how you
Mm,
feel about your body.
yeah. And I ultimately do believe that those are all lessons that my soul are meant to learn,
Mm-hmm.
but just working through the lessons is a process that's
Mm-hmm.
not easy.
Yeah. So, what if I told you that your lovability and your worthiness has nothing to do with anything that's ever happened to you in this lifetime?
I would believe that at the core,
Yeah.
but
And that,
feeling that is a little something
mhm.
different, if I'm being honest.
Yeah. Yeah. Because it's not easy.
Mm-hmm.
So, how do I want to ask this question? We can't shift or change our belief systems about ourselves unless most parts of us are on board.
Mm.
I'm sensing that there is a part of you that's afraid to let go of that belief, if I'm honest.
There's some truth to that
I'm afraid to let go of this belief system that I've had about myself my whole life because it's all I
because it's
know.
familiar.
Right.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't know how to live or who I am or how to feel without the belief that I'm unlovable or I'm unworthy. Right. So like what comes up as I say that to you?
I would agree
Yeah.
wholeheartedly.
Yeah. Why
There's
would letting
obviously some part of me that just is not willing to let go.
mm-hmm. Why do you think that is? How does it serve you in some way? How does it keep you safe?
The only thing that comes to mind is that it's familiar.
Mm-hmm. So I'm going to say a couple things and you can take what makes sense and leave the rest. But oftentimes, our parts of our personality are afraid that if we let go of these belief systems that we've worn as our identity, that we will then have to actually step up to the plate and be brave and make changes in our lives that we need to make. Sometimes that's speaking our truth or using our voice or letting go of certain relationships or habits that we have. So, what comes up as I say those things?
That speaks 100% to me.
Yeah.
It's like you said that this is an identity I've been living in. I think like that really hit hard because it's like, yeah, that has been my identity.
Mm-hmm. And
my
how
whole
has
life.
that served you? How has it served you? We don't keep things unless there's something that's actually working for us in that way.
Probably, like you said, fear of having to step up and get out of familiar territory
Mm-hmm.
because I don't know what that looks. I know what this looks like, even though it's not serving me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Is there some
uncomfortable.
kind of like dream or anything that you've ever had in your heart about how you want to live or where you want to be or what kind of relationship you want to have? What comes up when I say those words?
I haven't really thought about that other than having or being in a relationship where I do feel loved and
Mm-hmm.
my partner is emotionally intelligent enough to tap into my needs.
Yeah. Yeah. And the weird paradox is that we also have to be the ones that tap into our needs.
Mm,
And it sounds like one of those needs is letting go of the belief that I'm unlovable.
yeah.
Because if I hold the belief that I'm unlovable, I will never be able to call a partner in who actually truly sees all of me and loves all parts of me.
Whew, yeah, I feel that. Definitely.
Is there fear around that?
Um, I don't know that I would quite say fear, just um uncertain what that would look like.
Yeah.
Because I'm
Okay.
getting to a place where I'm tired of this shitty life I've been living. I'm ready to
Mm-hmm.
make changes
Yeah.
to
Well,
live
that
a more fulfilling life.
I've been creating. We're gonna have you take ownership of it, right? Because up until this point, it's we feel like we're victims of circumstance and things just happen for no reason. But you're starting to learn and you're starting to uncover that there's more to this life than maybe what you've been believing or been given. And it sounds like you're ready for transformation and change where you actually do not live by the hormones of stress and survival and you actually start letting in more joy and more love and more imagination.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah. Yeah. It sounds like you are, which is why you booked this call with me, which is why you are getting a divorce and starting on your own again, which is why you're making these changes.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So, what would it feel like if you actually just said, I am allowed to love myself?
I think it would feel like a little bit of relief, a
Yeah.
little bit of weight taken off my shoulder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because the truth is, as I'm looking at the woman across from me, all I can see is bravery. You
Yeah.
continue to show up for yourself and show up for yourself. And even though it may not look like on a human level of the type of love and success that you ultimately want, desire, and long for, but there is a resiliency in you.
Yeah, I'm not going to give up.
No, no. And that alone is self love,
Hmm. Well, I've never saw it that way.
right? I love myself enough to keep showing up for myself and I keep trying.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right? So I am not
definitely.
unlovable,
Well, my mind is blown. Thank you for that. Never seen it like that.
right?
It's just what I keep on doing.
It's just a story. It's just not the truth. It's just not,
Yeah.
right? If you didn't love yourself, you wouldn't show up for yourself. You wouldn't show up for your kids. You wouldn't try to take care of your body. I mean, you went through a massive trauma, and yet there's still this part of you that meditates religiously,
Yeah.
you know? And I have to be honest with you, so what? If you have a glass of wine, sometimes you're freaking human. It's not about perfection, it's about this human experience,
Hmm. And boy, has it been a wild ride so far.
right?
Yeah.
Right. What if you actually get to live from the place of I am lovable and I am worthy?
That would be amazing.
right? How would that shift things for you about how you showed up day to day, how you felt day to day?
Or I feel like I have more purpose with
Yeah,
showing up instead of just surviving.
exactly. Right. Survival
Yeah.
is, I don't even want to say it's a choice. I want to say it's a conditioned program that we were born into in this
Yeah.
earthly. It really was not anything to judge or shame or hold yourself accountable for. You you were literally forced to survive from a very, very young age.
Hmm.
Now I believe that you actually have an opportunity to rewrite that script and to change your story.
Me too. I really do have that belief. Just needed
Mm-hmm.
a little help
Mm-hmm.
putting that into practice
Yeah.
and seeing things from a different perspective, like you just showed me how I do actually have self love for myself, which, yeah, that's a game changer right there. Thank you.
Right. And when you operate from that place, there's infinite amount of potential and possibility for what you choose to do with your day.
Hmm.
My recommendation would be to start with making a list that you write every morning of the reasons that I'm choosing to love myself today. I'm
Yeah.
choosing to give myself grace. I'm choosing to show up as the woman who has conquered a million fucking obstacles in her life
Yeah.
and is still breathing and is still standing and is still trying her best because that is love.
I can do that.
All right. And I would recommend tapping into whatever higher power or other beings, guides, spirit, source, God, whatever language you choose to bring into your day with you. You are
Hmm.
not walking this path alone. But our inner child feels completely alone and abandoned. But when she starts to feel the love of the powerful energy that created her,
Mm.
that's what
Yeah.
takes away that feeling, right? But it comes through you. It comes through you and your higher self.
Hmm. So I meditate daily. Like that is my religion. That's where I
Mm-hmm.
reach my higher power. And
Yeah.
doing it daily is a non-negotiable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But 7-year old is a part of you. Bring her with you. Because her feeling that loving energy, her feeling
Mm.
that source, that's
She
what's gonna
needs that.
correct that's what's gonna correct your body.
Yeah.
Because she's the one that is living on edge and living in survival. Your higher self, the adult self, where you're going, that's not your destination.
Mm. Yeah, I've never thought of that, of bringing her into those meditations with me.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I can see that's what she needs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. She needs you.
Hmm.
She needed mom back then. And she did her best to adapt and to, like you said, became the parent. She parentified herself in order to get that need met,
Hmm.
which is beautiful. But I also think that underneath her way of surviving is a little girl that was never allowed to fully play.
Yeah, 100%.
And that can look like dancing in the kitchen with your boys and being goofy and whatever way that wants to express through you, that comes from you. But um, she's in there, but she has to feel safe enough to come forward. And she will never feel safe enough if you still carry the belief that you're not lovable and you're not worthy. Only you can shift that for the both of you.
Yeah.
So, what happens now as you tune into the part of you that didn't quite believe it maybe 15, 20 minutes ago?
I see how I can incorporate 7-year-old Sonya into my life and let her just be and
Mm-hmm.
feel heard and seen
Mm-hmm.
instead of so alone.
That's right. Because
Yeah.
it's only her that feels alone. My guess is I'm assuming you have friends. I'm assuming you have family. You have your boys.
Hmm.
There's no reason to still hold on to the story that I'm alone.
Yeah.
You are surrounded by love all of the time. And that can look very simple as far as I have a safe place to lay my head at night. I have nourishing food to put into my body. I have clean water. I have clothes. That is all love, love from the creative source of the universe.
Yeah.
We can tap into that
Gratitude.
whenever we are feeling like we are lacking something.
For sure.
Yeah. You're smiling now.
I feel lighter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Good, good, good. All right. So go ahead and just do a mental check into your body and see if there's any resistance, anything that needs to be expressed or said or cleared. How does your body feel?
My body feels like it's excited to incorporate a 7-year-old Sonya into my day-to-day life.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, for so long she's been just so lonely. And
Mm-hmm.
even me, my higher adult self, has isolated her. But I'm ready to let her be free so she can work through and feel and actually embody the feeling of being safe and worthy.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
I say I'm just going to have to parent her the way I do my boys,
Exactly.
which I can do.
Exactly. You would never, ever, ever want your sons to feel like they were unworthy of love.
Mm-hmm.
Ever.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's sad that she went through that. And I have a sense that there's more to come when you do start to embody her and you actually get to design your life the way that you want to now as the grown adult woman, as the single mom. Sure, you're going to go into times where you're feeling like you're going to survive the day. One, we have menstrual cycles. Two, sleep is hit or miss all the time. But I think the more you actually start to take care of you and you don't have all the attachments to what you used to struggle with, I
Mm-hmm.
do believe that your body will actually start to feel more free.
I agree. I hope so.
It's exciting. All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I actually am trying to think if there's anything else. I do have an inner child meditation that might help. Yeah, I can go ahead and I'll send that
Okay.
into the email with our summary. But is there anything else that you feels incomplete for our session today?
No, that was a lot more. I received a lot more out of it than I expected. So, no,
Good. Thank you. Thank you for trusting me and for diving right in and allowing yourself to be as vulnerable as you are.
thank you.
I appreciate it. Thank you. All right.